Hey guys, this is Josh, aka Star Wars Galore. I decided to not record a reaction to the Book of Boba Fett finale, but I did want to give some of my thoughts on it. So without further ado, we'll get into it, and spoiler warning. Judging from what I've seen people saying on like Twitter, Instagram, some like it and some don't. I think that the Rotten Tomato score on this episode is around 50%. I had a lot of fun with it. I had a blast watching it. I mean, I feel like that a lot of the complaints stem from some expectations that big bad beyond the Pikes were going to be revealed. I would have lost my mind if they decided to have Kira in this and make it a Crimson Dawn thing. I feel like a lot of people got their hopes up with that. I tweeted this out the day that the episode premiered. With Star Wars, you have to kind of lay your expectations at the door before you start an episode. I feel like that not just with Book of Boba Fett, but with the sequel trilogy and just any Disney Star Wars, a lot of fans have in their mind what they want from an episode of a TV show, a movie. They have in their mind what they want to see. And when the show or movie doesn't meet their expectation, they get disappointed. They don't like it. What I try to do is lay my expectations down and just accept what I'm watching for what it is. It's unfair to Book of Boba Fett for us to get mad that there wasn't a bigger reveal when that was never the intentions of the showmakers. So it's hard for me to hold that against the show when it wasn't setting out to accomplish that at all. I get the disappointment. Like I said, I would have liked to have seen Kira in this too. I love that character. I feel like the future is very bright with her. And of course, bringing Emilia Clarke in would be amazing. But it's not time yet. I feel like that eventually we're going to get our Crimson Dawn solo things, but it wasn't meant for season 1 of Book of Boba Fett, and that's okay. At the end of the day, to me, what I wanted from this was, from the finale, was to get back to Boba Fett. And I think that this episode accomplished that beautifully. After 2 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett without Boba Fett, we finally get back to him in the finale. And it gives him plenty of moments to shine. I guess I'll start with the Cad Bane duel. I feel like this is what we all wanted to see after getting the Cad Bane reveal this week. Number one, I thought it was really cool that they're basically treating the unfinished Clone Wars arc like it is canon, like it happened. I would like for them to go back and finish it somehow. I'm not sure how they would release that, but I like that that the showrunners decided to just treat that like it happened. They kind of reference it in the fight. It might have been a little confusing for those that haven't seen the Clone Wars, or even if they hadn't seen that unfinished arc. But I feel like that they gave us enough clues to know that these two have worked together in the past. They know each other, and they set up Cad Bane last week by showing the duel with Cad Bane after he's able to outduel some of those Pikes trying to sell spice in Freetown. Or I guess move spice in Freetown, but we saw how quick of a draw he was. So we knew Boba, even if you don't know who Cad Bane is, you know that Boba's going to have his work cut out for him. And it absolutely delivers. And my favorite part about that duel is that Boba doesn't outduel him. He actually loses the gunfight. But how he wins is with his gaffy stick. And that's taking us back to the earlier parts of this show where we see him earn this weapon. So the armor is something that was kind of passed down to him, given to him. It represents like his old life of being a bounty hunter. And that's not what wins this fight for him at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's his training with his new family, his new life with the Sand People. And I think that's really, really cool. I love that they decided to do that. One thing that I didn't find myself questioning while watching the episode is Cad Bane still alive? So I didn't think anything of it. I thought Boba stabbed him, he's dead, end of story. But I've seen a lot of people on the internet talking about a lot that was still on after the fact. My opinion, for all intents and purposes right now, I'm just going to roll with Cad Bane is dead until somebody decides that he's not. I do feel like that light is a little open door. I'm okay if they keep him dead. I like Cad Bane. I think he's a pretty cool character, but I am totally okay with him going out the way that we saw him go out. We got to see him in live action. He's really old at this point anyway. To me, he served his purpose. And unless there's a good story reason to bring him back, I'm totally okay with him remaining dead. I believe that my favorite part of this episode, especially the Boba-centric stuff, was seeing him coming in riding on the Rancor. The Rancor was really, really awesome. We got that brief setup in an earlier episode. The Rancor Keeper talked about how there would be this discipline and it would take a lot of time and training. Well, he must have done that while all the Mando stuff was happening. But seriously, seeing him riding the Rancor, seeing the Rancor take out the droids after the guns and Mando, after everybody failed to take them out, was really awesome. And seeing Grogu being the one to finally calm the Rancor down after Boba's thrown off of it and it starts tearing through the city, that's really cool. I've heard it described that the Rancor is kind of a parallel to Boba Fett. So he does kill Cad Bane. He kind of briefly loses control, and as all that's going down, we see the Rancor losing control, and we see that growth there with Grogu in the past, who we've seen levitated the Mudhorn. We've seen him using violence to stop these actions. He doesn't do that in this case. We see some of Luke's training rubbing off of him, and he's able to calm it down using the Force. And he lays down and takes a nap with it. Just great stuff. Everything with the Rancor, A+, top tier Star Wars. Can't get enough of it. I hope we get to see more Boba and the Rancor sometime in the future. And maybe we can get to see him interacting with it a little bit closer, showing some of the training that he'd done. Or I guess it would be ways to improve his training at this point, because he knows how to ride it. But speaking of Grogu, his inclusion in this episode was a little surprising to me. I thought that that question that we ended the last episode with Luke choosing between the lightsaber and basically the path of a Jedi or the path of the Mandalorian, I thought that might lead into Mandalorian Season 3. I was not expecting Luke to basically like FedEx Grogu with in the X-Wing with R2 driving it. But it works. I feel like that we might have sped through some of that. I thought that Grogu might even sit out like an entire season of Mandalorian, but I'm okay with it. At the end of the day, we did get the story of him training with Luke, making the decision on his own terms to go back to Din, and that relationship is one of the best in Star Wars. So I'm not going to complain about seeing them again. We'll roll with it. I feel like at least that question will be out of the way once we do get into Mandalorian Season 3. We can go ahead and kickstart the rest of the story. Because I know that would be on my mind the entire time if it wasn't answered in Book of Boba Fett. Their reunion, Ben's and Grogu's, was so sweet. They're right in the middle of the chase. Grogu jumps into his arms, and he makes the comment about Grogu wearing the shirt. It's a very cute moment. Very cute moment. One of the most heartfelt scenes in this entire Book of Boba Fett series. Although I did ultimately enjoy this episode, it felt like that in the middle part of it, it kind of drug on for a little bit, the fight scene. So the fighting starts with this really cool scene where Din and Boba work together, which is really cool. I want to see more of those two together, and I'm sure that we will. As I talked about in my last video, I feel like that a lot of these shows are the Filoniverse shows, is what I'll call them, are going to be very connected. I'm sure that we'll see Boba showing up in Mandalorian, and if we get a second season of Boba, I'm sure that Din will probably come back. But anyway, you start there. You get the people of Freetown, which was amazing. Loved when they showed up. But once they show up, it feels like that from that point up until the Rancor, things got a little stale. There was a lot of the people just running, trying to avoid the big droids. You have the people like hiding behind just walls in the city. You have them hiding behind like their transports. A lot of running. It drug for a little bit. And once the Rancor showed up, things got a little bit better. Cobb Vanth is back. One thing that I do wish that I would have gotten on video was my reaction to him being in the bacta tank. I love this character so much. He's quickly becoming one of my absolute favorites. Cannot get enough of Cobb Vanth. I feel like they've got some really big plans for him, and I'm thrilled that we got confirmation that he is alive. I think that he might potentially take over Boba's role eventually as the crime lord ruler of Tatooine. Because Boba did take him in, he's helping him. Seems like Cobb Vanth likes to rule. I'm not sure how long Boba plans on staying on Tatooine. But I think that would be a cool role for Cobb. And I think that that is his home planet. He is from Tatooine. So I'd be for it. I'd be for it. And I will never say no to more Cobb Vanth. And I'm sure that we'll, even if he doesn't, if I'm wrong on that prediction and he doesn't end up taking over Jabba's palace and basically ruling that part of Tatooine, I still think that we're going to see a lot of him. We'll see him either in The Mandalorian, again, I've talked about these connected shows, and if we get another season of Book of Boba Fett, I'm for certain that we will see him again. So I thought this was a pretty good finale. I feel like that the show as a whole was pretty good. I feel like that it could have been better, a little more balanced, a little more focused, but I do feel like that the finale tied a nice ribbon on all of it. And I can't deny the fact that each week I had a ton of fun watching this show. As far as season 2, I would be okay like if they announced season 2. I'm not dying to see another season. I feel like that a lot of what this show explored could just be explored in The Mandalorian. We could have just Boba-centric episodes of Mandalorian and be done with it. But, you know, if they decide to do more Boba Fett, I'm cool with it. I would rather try to stay a little more focused on Boba Fett if we're going to make a Boba Fett show. If not, just cap it at season 1. And just let him show up in The Mandalorian periodically. I feel like that would take care of a lot of the issues that I had. But overall, fun show. Had an absolute blast watching it week in and week out. Can't wait for Kenobi to come out. I was a kid. I was in like 3rd grade, I believe, when Revenge of the Sith came out. That was always my Star Wars movie. That's the movie that really sparked my love for this franchise. I love Ewan McGregor's Kenobi, and I cannot wait to see him playing this character again. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. You can follow me on Twitter at SWGalore and on Instagram, same handle at SWGalore. And I'll make some of these reaction review videos with Kenobi as well. I've had a lot of fun talking Star Wars. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and may the Force be with you.